All the walls have got to go from Palestine to Mexico. All the walls have got to go from Palestine to Mexico. All the walls have got to go from Palestine to Mexico. All the walls have got to go from Palestine to Mexico. All the walls have got to go. No ban, no registry. Fuck white supremacy. 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 Donald Trump has got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho. Donald Trump has got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho. Donald Trump has got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho. Donald Trump has got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho. Donald Trump.
Announce Richard Spencer,
So today is Sunday, and we are at Union Square, and we have some protests that broke out in response to Trump's Muslim ban on the 7 countries. And some people got locked in the airports and were turned around and deported, even though some of them had green cards. So these massive protests kind of broke out in New York City. And I think I got to put my sign away. I got a sign too. So I'm going to have to use my cell phone because my camera battery died. So what you're going to see right now is some people here at Union Square. No ban, no wall. New York is standing tall. And New York is pretty much united against Trump, even though he considers himself a New Yorker. No ban, no wall.
Say not my president. Say not my president. Say not my president. Say what?
Not my president. Say not my president.
Say what?
Not my president. Say not my president.
Say what?
Not my president. Say not my president.
Say what?
Not my president. Say not my president.
Say what? Not my president. Say not my president. Say what?
Not my president. Say not my president.
Not my president. Say not my president. Say what?
Not my president. Say not my president.
Say what?
Not my president. Say not my president.
Say what?
Not my president. Say not my president.
Say what?
Not my president. Say not my president.
Say what?
Not my president. Say not my president.
Say what?
Not my president.
Say not my president. Say what? Not my president. Say not my president. Say what? Not my president. Say not my president. Say what? Impeach
So-
Trump. Impeach Trump. Impeach Trump. Impeach Trump.
And we have signs, we have chants now to impeach Trump, which sounds pretty much
Impeach Trump.
like a good idea. So I'm going to try to go around and talk to some people and ask them to explain their signs and like what they mean by it. Can I talk to you about your sign? Okay.
I need to get my message out there.
Okay, so I ran into a woman now, and she has a sign that says, I am Muslim, am I next? What does a Muslim look like? And then it says, what did you do to deserve being born in the United States? Over 90% of Malians are Muslims. So can you explain to me what your sign means?
As someone whose parents are immigrants and they came here, without them, I wouldn't be here and have all the opportunities that I have today, as well as the fact that most of the people from my country are actually Muslim, over 90%, and I don't think that this is right for anyone, you know what I mean? And especially the fact that we're Muslim, it affects us. Maybe not right now, but it's a slippery slope. It's going to start with Arabs and it's going to reach us, and even if it's not just Muslim people that are being targeted, it's minorities in general. First it's going to be the Muslim ban, and what do we know? Next thing is going to be voting restrictions that's going to target like mostly minorities, especially black communities, and I think we need to stand now before it gets even worse.
And you're born here? You're born in the United States?
Yes, my mom came here and gave birth to me, 1994.
And she's from where?
She's from Mali.
Mali is a mostly Muslim country. So what you're saying is basically if it weren't for immigrants, you're saying basically if it weren't for immigrants like your mother, you wouldn't be here.
No, I wouldn't.
Awesome. Thank you. Is there anything else you want to add?
I guess I want everybody to be able to answer this question. What did you do to deserve being born in America? And I think you can't say anything about it because you didn't choose where you were born. A clump of cells does not make decisions. So just like the kids in Syria did not choose to be born there, where there's war and they have no choice about what's going on over their lives, you too did not choose to be born here. And I don't think they should have to suffer from the effects of something they did not cause or they have no part in making. You know what I mean? Especially with banning refugees from Syria, but what have they done to us? I mean, we can think about how many Syrians have actually committed terrorist acts against the U.S. and also think about how many civilians the U.S. has killed with the drone strikes and everything.
Okay, thank you.
All these walls have got to go.
Where is this going?
To Mexico. All these walls have got to go.
Excuse me. Can I ask you about your sign?
Of course, yeah.
Hi. Okay, so my name's Ali. What's your name?
Toby.
Toby. Nice to meet you. So we're here at the protest, and I see her sign, and it's interesting. It says, "In memory of my refugee great-grandparents, I resist the racist, fascist attacks on our Muslim brothers and sisters." And on the other side, it says... That was the part I liked. It said, 75 years ago, my grandfather, Hank, killed white supremacists for a living. You listening, Steve Bannon? That's a great sign. Can you explain to me kind of like what you mean by the sign?
Yeah, so in World War II, my grandfather, my papi Hank, I'm Jewish. He was Jewish, and he enlisted in World War II, and he went over to Germany, and and our government paid him to kill Nazis, which is what our government is essentially becoming right now. And so, especially given that Holocaust Remembrance Day just passed, and that's the day that the executive order was issued, it is an obscenity. It is beyond disgusting. And I feel like it was just a punch in the gut to anybody who has survived fascism or genocide or is a descendant of someone who has. And the fact that we can so disingenuously say, like, oh, we memorialize and commemorate the victims of the Holocaust, and then basically issue a directive, the same kind of policy that led to the eventual annihilation of the Jews in the first place is just so, it's just beyond inhumane and disgusting. And frankly, I'm going to be out here until the order is overturned. Yeah.
Wow. So what about the fact that didn't he appoint Breitbart, the Breitbart guy, like at the same day that everybody was protesting about the immigrant?
Because Breitbart, because Bannon, who ran Breitbart or wrote for Breitbart, which is like an alt-right publication, which has white supremacist, nationalist views. Racist nationalist views. So now Trump is just getting rid of all of the security officials that have been there and just replacing it with a racist nationalist, which I think gives us a good indication of where all these policies are coming from. I mean, these are not about security at all. It's about pure racism, pure xenophobia. It is directed at Muslims. That's clear as day, and I don't care how you couch it. That is what is happening. And so, never again. I'm not going to sit here and be a part of a country that allows us to attack, our government to attack its own people, because that's what happened in Germany. Germany turned on their own people. These are our people. Their green card holders are being detained, deported. They're not even being allowed to come back in. They're permanent residents. So we're turning on our own people. And I mean, beyond that also, refugees fleeing countries that we ourselves are bombing. We're creating a refugee crisis. We are bombing these countries and then saying, sorry, you can't come in. I mean, it is beyond immoral. It is beyond vile. And so that's why I'm here.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
so much.
you're
Anything
welcome.
else you want to add? Any advice or something?
Just keep it up. I'm just really encouraged and heartened by, all of the demonstrations that have been going on. People have just shown up. JFK, and because of that, swift actions have been taken. The judge last night in Brooklyn issuing the stay, all of that happened like rapid fire, and people just mobilized really quickly. And granted, Customs and Borders Enforcement agents are not really complying with the order, but we're gonna work that out. We're gonna put the pressure on and make sure that they do. So I just feel great that people are out here, and it's really one of the biggest shows of solidarity that I've seen in my lifetime. So yeah.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. What's your name?
Ali.
Ali?
Hold on.
Can you send that, or what is that?
Yes.
Hello,
So, Ali, what's your name?
Ben.
And your sign says another Jew against a fascist attack on our Muslim brothers and sisters in the 1930s. This was us or the United States? Us. Okay. And is there a backside to that?
Yeah, I got it.
And it says they're counting us to be passive, but we say an injury to one is an injury to all. Okay, beautiful. Okay, can you explain the front part of your sign? Another Jew against a fascist attack on Muslim brothers and sisters.
Yeah. So real quick. Yeah, my family, my Jewish side of my family had to flee for its life, like so many others, from the Nazi regime in Germany, and in this country. At that time, there was a lot of fascism. Father Coughlin, a lot of people forget him, and Charles Lindbergh and some other, America First was the slogan back then, just like it is now. So that's where they got it from, right? So America First. And so many thousands of Jews were not able to come because at the time, the United States had a racist immigration policy that let in only a certain amount of people of different races and different religions. So literally thousands, tens and hundreds of thousands of Jews died because the United States would not let them in. Wow. So for racist reasons, because they were Jews, right?
I mean, we turned away a lot of people to Italy, and they went back to Italy, and they got executed.
That's right, exactly. So exactly, but I mean for myself, because my mother's Jewish, side of family's Jewish, very personal, because a lot of our relatives didn't make it because of that. And so when you have all these horrific wars breaking out, across the Middle East, usually because of U.S. imperialism, right? Yeah. We're bombing their countries. They're fleeing for their lives. And you got racist, xenophobic fascism here at home saying they can't come here. That's the same thing. Right. So for me, it's personal that we not let that, and for a lot of Jewish folks I know, it's personal that we not let that happen again. Okay. Right? That, if people are fleeing for their lives, you cannot have a racist fascist here putting a religious test. In 1965, the Congress said you can't do that. So he's breaking the law. I mean, this is unconstitutional.
I mean, how many laws has he broken already?
I know. Oh, he's crazy. I mean, he's nuts,
that's
right?
Like one out of probably 50 already,
He's fucking nuts. But anyway, so for me, it's personal. My grandma actually, who fled from Germany, just died. So I feel like I'm trying to do this for her too. That nobody who's fleeing for their lives get turned away from the United States because of racism. So that's what my sign meant. Also, I'd like to see the Jewish community come out even more against Trump than they already have. So. Okay, how do you feel about the Jewish community that'll kind of like pro-Trump, kind of like Yeah, I mean they're a disgrace. That's all I got to see. I mean they're a disgrace, and I mean to their ancestors, and really, they should be ashamed of themselves. Yeah, I mean I have no sympathy for that.
Wow.
I mean I think
powerful.
that's just outrageous.
Very powerful.
I mean they're a disgrace, right? So that's really it. And as I say, I just hope to do my part that I can to make sure stuff like that never happens again. So. Okay. Anything else you want to add? No, just glad to see all the solidarity out on the streets, and I love being in New York because here it's a city of immigrants. You're tired, you're poor, and that we're all going to have our backs no matter what color we are. We're going to do it, and that's what I'm hoping moving forward we can build to a fight the far right.
What's your name, brother?
My name is Bassam Saleh. I come from Iraq. I'm a refugee from Iraq.
Okay, so how long? So he's saying he's a refugee from Iraq. How long have you been in the United States?
I've been in the United States for 3 years now, and I'm a green card holder. But I'm included in this chaos with this Trump's crazy orders. Yeah.
So you were saying you have people. Do you know people who are directly influenced by this new executive order by Donald Trump?
Yes, I do. My brother-in-law is stuck in Emirates, and he has 3 kids here, and his wife, of course, and they don't know what's going on and what's next, what's going to happen to them. Another case is that one of my best friends he went to Malaysia to marry his girlfriend, and he's just got married, and then now he's stuck in Malaysia, and he can't come back to his work, to his house. It's just chaos. It's just.
And he's been here how long?
He's also a green card holder. He was supposed to be, getting his citizenship in a few months, American citizenship in a few months. He's been a great person. He's been a very good person who is legally here, He's a permanent resident, and he can't come back to the States.
And what's he been doing here for like the time he's been living here? He's been working and he's been like a good person, basically, right?
Absolutely. And guess what? He's working in cybersecurity. So he's making this nation safe. He's trying to make this nation safe. He's working in, his work is cybersecurity. So I don't know how that is seen as a bad person or as a terrorist, or I don't know. It's just, yeah.
So is there anything you think people should do to kind of like stand up for themselves, or?
Actually, I think the effective part of this nation would be Trump's voters, those who voted for Trump. I believe that most of them, they didn't have any wrong intention with that. They just were, fooled by him, by his false promises and his ill intentions. They thought that these are good intentions, but this is not what's going on. So I think they are sort of responsible for what's going on, and they have to, do their part of solving all this chaos.
So what would you say to people who kind of say, there's a lot of blowback against Muslims, because of so-called terrorism, and what would you say about that?
That's a great question, actually, because I'm a victim of terrorism. I'm a Muslim, and I came here not by choice, but I was forced to come here because I was, if I stayed in Iraq, I would have been killed by terrorism, by terrorists, by Al Qaeda and ISIS later. I've been threatened twice to be killed. The first time I didn't come here, but the second time, you can't just depend on your luck completely.
So hypothetically, you went home to visit your mom, they wouldn't let you back in.
No, I can't.
And that would be actually pretty similar to what the U.S. were doing to people in the Holocaust. We were kind of refusing them, and they were going back home and dying.
That's exactly like it. And I just heard about another case, a guy from Iran who is, is gay, and he can't go back to Iran. He came out here in America. If he goes back to Iran, he would be persecuted. He would be thrown in jail and executed. That's how serious this is. So, we all have rights. We all have rights as human beings. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else you want to add?
Thank you. I really appreciate all the people who are supporting us, who are supporting our case, and thank you so much to all America. And I'm very grateful that America accepted me here as a refugee and gave me shelter. And the best moment of my life, one of the best moments of my life, was when I arrived to America and the the agent, the immigration officer, told me, "Welcome to your new home." That was the first time in my whole life, after 35 years, when I felt safe for the first time. And I really wish that I will always feel the same way. Thank you so much.
Thank you.